This video is sponsored by Pouch.
Never a good deed, as they say, guys. Been going back and forth via messenger and via email late into the night last night about this 500. Right, guys, it's about 10:30. I'm absolutely soaked through. Have been on a cleaning marathon. First thing this morning, pulled in, cleaned the Mazda, so I brought that in, giving it an exterior, just obviously wash off, and then we'll give that a polish up, and then we've got the Bizzle spot cleaner. Try the seats in the Skoda Citigo, which has also had a wash because I used that a lot as well, didn't I? And that was dirty, so I haven't finished prepping that yet. So we're going to get in there, use that Bizzle spot cleaner on the seat and see what we can do with that. And then I brought the ladies 500 up after having obviously done that rear axle, cleaned that. I told you underneath that dirt there was a mint little 500. So it's 34,000 miles. Yeah, 34,000 miles I think on a diesel. I said the retail for it is around 3,695 I think, but she's selling it private just through me. I said to her, let's put it up at 2,995. I think she's solid on the price. So at 2,995 it'll be a cracking old car for someone. I've got a feeling it's got a full service history because I know the people we bought it off. There were some of Stuart's customers down at Alfa Ragazzi. They're quite well to do. They looked after their cars and they went out and bought the wife a brand new Fiat 500 hybrid I think. So that's why it came to us in the first place, and she's done less than 1,000 miles in it since. And we sold it to her. It's the desirable lounge spec. Everybody wants a lounge. We'll get the Bizzle spot cleaner on in seats on this as well. They're not too bad on this. I've seen a lot worse on these. They're not too bad, but they can get another cleaner on. And then we'll just clean the carpets and all that and give it all the plastics are clean in there, and that should be good to go. So yeah, a lot of cleaning to do today. Not particularly interesting content, but I need to get these cars up for sale now. They're not actually fully advertised, so they need to get up for sale so I can park them in the showroom next door. And hopefully the weekend I'm then going to pull them all out and actually finally get on and paint the floor so I can get rid of all this that everybody's giving me grief for, and get in, paint the floor, then start moving the tools in there, move all the cars back inside again. Most of the trees have shed all of their leaves and needles now, so the cars shouldn't get too covered if I park them in the middle area there while I do that, hopefully. So yeah, as always, a lot to be getting on with. But before we start with that, I've got a bit of shopping to do. I want to find some tyres for my MGB GT, my green one that I normally use all the time. It's got really bad tyres on it. They need replacing. I want to try and find some winter ones for it so I can use it a bit more because I'm really missing driving it. So that's a good opportunity actually to introduce today's sponsor, who is Pouch. Pouch is a free desktop browser extension that automatically finds and applies the best discount codes when you're shopping online.
So I was shopping for tyres on the QuickFit website, and when I got to the shopping cart, Pouch automatically popped up, found me 5 discount codes, tested them to find the best one for me, and saved £34.50 on my order, 12% off. Great thing with Pouch is it works with over 3,000 UK websites, including some of my favourites, Eurocar Parts, Halfords and B&Q. Pouch only takes a couple of clicks to install, and be sure to pin it to your browser.
So please support those companies supporting Chops Garage and download Pouch now. It's super easy to do and it's free, so there's no reason not to. Now let's get back to the cleaning. So I put the Bizzle all together. I'm going to give it a go on this seat and we'll find out whether you guys have sold me a pup or not. Whether I should have bought this or not. See if it really does the job. I used some of their cleaning solution, but I couldn't help sneaking a bit of G101 in there as well, because we all know that stuff's the daddy. Well, difficult to tell because it's wet. One thing is the hose is quite short. I know it's only supposed to be doing for spot cleaning, but it might mean you're going to have to pick it up and put it in footwells and move it around as you're working around the car. This seems to suck out the water quite well though. I put warm water in it because I think that does a better job. I can still see some of the water staining on this seat here, so I'm going to give it another go. You don't need to be doing it over and over. I'll do it, give it another few goes, and then we'll let it dry off and have a little look, see what we think. Never a good deed, as they say, guys. So the couple have come to see the 500. They've taken it for a test drive. I've explained who they're buying the car from, gone through all the work that needs to be done on the MOT. They wanted to check the cam belt, so I was just showing them it was chain driven. So yeah, lovely couple. Took it out, super happy with it. I've advertised it for 2,995. They're happy with that price. I explained to them that retail is about 3.5 grand on it, if not more. 3,695, I think, is book. All happy. Explaining need to call the lady, speak to the lady about making a payment, about picking the car up. They're all good with that. So I walked through to write her telephone number out to give to them, and I can see I've got an email from her. And I opened it up, and she's emailed to say that she doesn't want to sell it directly because she's worried about any comeback from the vehicle and any liability she has. She wants me to buy the car from her and sell it. Now, obviously, I've advertised it at well under retail at 2,995. She wants me to give her 2.5 for it. After, by the time I've paid VAT and for a warranty, I'll be having a couple £100 margin in it, which I can't do with the risk of the car coming back within 6 months to me. Obviously, I can't sell it as is, sold as seen, because I've still got the Consumer Rights Act, so I can still get comeback from the vehicle. There's no true as is, no warranty. I guess the only way it can be done is spares and repair, but then it has to be trailered away legally, and they can't test drive the vehicle, which they have done already. So, as they say, never a good deed goes unpunished, does it? So I've given the lady a ring, explained to her that she's under no liability for any comeback on the vehicle, selling it privately. That doesn't come back on her at all, which is true. As a private seller, she's only liable if she's misrepresented the car and it has something that it doesn't, it is, for example, has a feature that it doesn't have, or she categorically says it's perfect and it turns out there's an issue with it. She has no liability, but she's too worried about it, too upset about it. So she said, "Can you buy it from me for 2.5?" I said, "I can't." I explained to her the maths of it. And she said, "Well, how do we avoid the VAT?" I said, "Well, you don't avoid the VAT. You don't want the VAT man around." I said, "If I take the car into stock, it goes on my stock book and I have to pay VAT on the purchase price of the vehicle versus the sales price of the vehicle." I said, "Plus, as a retail car, there's a few bits that I'd probably want to do on top that you don't really need to do as a private seller." And I would have had the car up at 3.5 grand. She said, oh, okay. I said, "Well, the couple that come to see it, I'm going to stump up another £500, so I can't sell it to them. So I've either got to totally retail it all over again. I've got to sort of relist it under a different listing as a retail car." I don't know, guys. I'll have to keep you updated on what happens with that in the end. I've sent a message to the couple to say the lady wants to put out a sale because she's worried about any comeback. I don't know if perhaps when the two of them speak, if they do speak, that they can work something out between the two of them. They know Lee over at Barham Engines, so I did say give Lee a ring, get in touch with him, and you can check out my credibility in terms of my honesty when it comes to selling cars. He'll give you some feedback on it. I walked the chap around and I showed him what I'd done on the rear. We got both down together with the torch, showed him what I'd done on the rear beam. I showed him what they were talking about with the cracking, the perishing on tyres. I got a torch and showed him the front discs now that there's no rust or anything on those since it's been driven. I showed him all those things that were on the advisory. There are some things still on the advisory that the garage charged the lady for to repair, which so I don't know why they didn't take those off when they put it back through again. But there's a few bits on the advisory that they did actually do, so I don't know why. We went for a good long test drive, and I said we went out for about 20 minutes in it. It runs absolutely fine. I genuinely don't have any concerns with selling the vehicle. I don't think there's any problems with it, but obviously I can't do it on those kind of margins with any potential comeback. So, oh well. Just my standard caveat on all that, guys. I do understand where the lady's coming from. She's elderly. She doesn't sell cars on a daily basis like I do. And she's got genuine concerns about if there was a problem with the vehicle later on, if she's going to have someone hammering her door down. So I can actually completely understand it from her point of view. It's just we could have done with knowing that before we started marketing the car. I'm sure, David, you're going to have lots to say about this, aren't you, David? I can guarantee it. And Sammy. So it's the following morning, guys. Messages have been going back and forth via Messenger and via email late into the night last night about this 500 with this lady and this couple that want to buy it. The couple that want to buy it are happy to buy it either way. They don't mind either way. They'll have it either from me without warranty, or they'll have it from the lady as is, as a private sale. Their budget's £3 grand, that's fine. They're happy to pay that for the car. The thing with the lady is that she really doesn't want to sell directly to them. She wants me to sell to them, as I explained last night. But I've told her that the book price for this is about 2.1, 2.2, and then retail is about 3.5. So at £3 grand, she's insistent she wants 2.5 from me. At 500 quid after paying the VAT, I'm left with about 350 quid and the risk of comeback on the vehicle, and just doesn't stack up. Plus this morning I've got to spend what, an hour cleaning the inside of the car out, more than an hour, probably a couple of hours wet cleaning the seats for her. So at the end of the day I didn't mind getting sort of 300 quid for doing that without any risk of comeback, because it was going to be a private sale. But now, even sale without warranty, obviously if anything big happens within 6 months I've potentially got comeback. I can't be doing that off a 350 quid margin. I keep explaining this to the lady, yet she keeps sending me messages trying to negotiate back to this sort of 500 quid difference. She's not really getting it. Anyway, I agreed either way that I'd clean the inside of the car, so I'll clean the inside of the car today and we'll see where we are with it. Quick check in on how the seats look on the VW Up. They're not completely dried out yet, but I do think we've got pretty much all the staining out. We'll have to see when it dries completely. But yeah, I'd say they look a whole lot better, don't they? So, latest on the 500. This could be a comedy sketch, couldn't it, this thing, I tell you. So, the couple messaged me and I said to them, right, okay, the lady wants me to sell direct to you. I'd have to be 3.5 with a warranty, all the stuff I've covered a bit earlier. I said, if you want to buy it from me without a warranty, obviously it doesn't impact your consumer rights, but without a warranty as is, I said, I'll have to do you an invoice and send it over to you. And you have to agree those terms and pay me directly. And they said, yeah, no problem at all, we're okay with that. So I said, okay, when can we pick it up? I said, well, I'm wet cleaning the seats, which I have done. So you might want to leave it a day or two before you pick up. So yeah, so I spent the morning wet cleaning the seats and cleaning the outside again because of the test drive. I said, so yeah, you might want to leave it a day or two before you pick up. I said, okay, no problem. Anyway, then I get back to my computer. I've got a message from the lady again. The lady again that owns the car. She says, actually, I will sell it to him directly. We've spoken on the phone. I'm happy to sell it to him directly now. So I'll go with the original offer of the £300 selling fee. A couple again say, actually, I spoke to the lady selling the car and now she's happy to deal with you directly. I said, I'm really sorry, but now she's happy to deal with you directly, so you're not going to get an invoice from me. You need to pay her directly, and when she tells me that she's had the funds from you, you're welcome to come and pick up the car whenever you like. Obviously, again, you might want to allow for the seats to dry off a little bit. So, bless the lady, and I can totally understand. The message came back, she goes, oh my God, I'm so confused. She said, all I know is I want the car. I said, yeah, I know. So that's how we've left it. The original deal stands. The couple are buying the car directly from the customer, and I'm getting £300 for my trouble, which might sound like just flipping a car and £300 is good, but what have I got into the car now? I've obviously got half a day of cleaning the rear axle, can of spray, stone chip, the VAT can on that, a bit of labour from Scotty. I've got yesterday cleaning the car, which I just gave it a wash yesterday, to be fair, so that was only about half hour, but then I was with the couple for about 2 hours last night, including test drive and chatting. Then I've got probably another hour of going back and forth on emails between them, and then this morning I've got another 3 hours in cleaning the interior and cleaning the rest of the exterior and dealing with it. So it may on the face of it sound like good money, but actually in reality it's been exactly the same effort as selling a car full retail, and on this I'd expect to have netted about £700 to £800 on it if I'd have sold it right. Maybe 800 is a bit high, maybe £700. So again, what on the face of it might seem like a dealer just getting money for old rope isn't quite that simple. I guess if I was a tougher dealer and I just literally had the car in and said I'll sell it on your behalf, and I'd washed it and I refused to do any of the other stuff I've done to it and those bits and bobs, then I guess it would have been easy money. But once again, I await the inbound comments below saying, you're a soft touch, you're doing too much, you shouldn't do it, mixed in with, what are you whinging about, you dealer, you rip everybody off, I'm sure you've made more money out of this than anything, and blah, 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 blah. All of this obviously back and forth has been, I've done it on email for the reason being, this is exactly the kind of circumstances where a family member jumps in and says, oh, you've done mum over or whatever. So the reason I've put it all in email, in writing, is for exactly that reason, because again, on the face of it, they'll probably think I've made a load of money out of it. But hopefully they have the common sense. She did say to me she's going to be giving me a great review, so I had a good review when I sold her the car. Then when it failed the MOT, I had quite an earful, didn't I, of bad comments about me when she put it in for an MOT 7-8 months later. And now she's like, oh James, you're brilliant, you've done so much for me, I'm going to leave you a rave review. So there you go, now it's fickle as people, is there? So guys, that's probably enough rambling from me today for you. I will let you get off. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. And please remember to support those companies supporting Chops Garage. Get down to the description below. Download Pouch. It's free, it's easy to use, and it saves you money, so there's no reason not to. Thanks a lot.